Hey, hey, it's Eric. I'm making a game. That game is called The Godkiller. The Godkiller. The Godkiller. It's actually just, you say it one time. You don't say it three times. It's not The Godkiller, The Godkiller, The Godkiller. It's just The Godkiller. It is a 3D top-down puzzle-solving adventure game. And, I got a nice collared shirt on. And I took a shower today so that I wouldn't smell bad on the stream. And yeah, I'm going to demo recent progress in just a moment. First, I'm going to turn off the fan because it feels like it's proper fall weather. It's a little bit chilly. Turn off the fan. Expect better audio quality without that extra white noise. Okay. So let's get to demoing. Always start my streams with a demo. Seems to be a good policy, and I'm going to stick with it. Okay. So it's still all about the pathfinding. Pathfinding happens in this game when creatures go onto the roads, and the roads will send the creatures on them on paths following the right lane, and then they don't have any freedom to choose where they're going once they enter the road until they reach a crosswalk. And when they get to the crosswalk, then they get to pick a direction that will make them move towards whatever their target square is. And right now I've got the target square set to the player. Where's the player? Oh, she's up here. Now, there are some bugs with it. But you know what? I'm just going to play it real quick and people can see how it works. And I think I'll avoid being too apologetic about all of its current failings. I'll just give you the idea of how this thing works, and then I'll get into fixing the problems that are very clear to me that I would like to not be present, so I can say that the road in pathfinding is working as it should. Oh boy, now this is an issue. So I added some extra logic in it, and now it's taking a long time to generate the roadmap, which is something that happens in a pre-processing mode before the game starts. This code that's running now is not part of game code, or it's not part of in-game code. It runs within the Unity editor. It's generating a data structure that describes the roads and what possible it describes what steps you should take for different goals, and it figures out at one time all the things that might be required to answer, and it saves them to a data structure, and that data structure loads in so that when we're doing pathfinding inside of the game, we don't have to do anything very complicated. But with changes I made yesterday, I've really upped that pre-processing time. So I'm going to think about that. I'm really going to have to think about that. Because even just as a normal development cycle, this is too long for me to deal with. I think I put in like 10 crosswalks. Oh, and then after all that, there's a compiler error. Oh, wow. This is a terrible demo. What the heck happened? What happened? What is the error it's talking about? I don't even see the error. Weird. Okay. How did it even work before? Wow. Okay, no problem. So I'll do a few things here, and I will give a proper little demo before I get going on the work, but just let me fix this so I can do that. This has to go here, and this will be CRH. Okay. Let's do that. And because it's taking so friggin' long to generate that roadmap, I'm going to remove most of the crosswalks that I created, and hopefully it will not be so incredibly long to generate that, because that I cannot abide it. I cannot abide it. Let's take it down to 2. I did add quite a few here. Right. Still freaking me out a little bit that it's taking so long. It's not like I gave it something horribly complicated to deal with. So it does seem slow enough that I will need to think about, I always hate doing this, optimizing editor code. You think if it's going to be editor code, you won't have to optimize it. That's one of the joys of writing editor-only code is let's put that one back in. You get to write in a style that is oriented towards maintainability, clarity, simplicity, and not so much towards performance. But this is probably going to need some love on the performance side. Okay, so this should be a much faster calculation. Okay, it was faster, but it wasn't fast. Gotta say, it was not fast. And then there's some problem with an exception. Okay. Whew. What is up? Give them a little demo, then move on. All right. So for people who have watched the last 3 days, this is going to look pretty close to what was seen before. So here, this guy here, he has in his mind a goal of getting to me and beating me up. Me being the player here. But he has to follow the rules of the road, which say you stay in the right lane until he gets to the crosswalk. Then maybe he can do something different. But I didn't move to a place where it would be advantageous for him to leave the crosswalk. Yeah, so then he'll go back down the stairs. There's another crosswalk over here. I'll jump off, see if he'll leave too. No? Okay, there's a little bug there. Alright, so right now he's just purely following the right lane. Let's see if I can get him to leave. Maybe not. Maybe I got to do some debugging. I did write a whole bunch of new code and didn't properly test it yesterday. Yeah, he's going over the whole loop here. It's a little bit like having a model train set. Nope. Okay. He's not going to leave. Alright. So anyways, you get the gist. Although it's not seeing the behavior that I just described. Man, there's some really cool private planes. I see them all because I live right next to an airport and they're about 200 feet away from me. And I don't think I'm exaggerating the closeness. If you think 300 feet is a football field, they're definitely less than a football field away from me. So about 200 feet, yeah. It's a strange thing to see a multi-ton vehicle going through the air and not even that fast. And yet it just hangs there in the air. Amazing. Okay. Okay, let's go back to the diagnostics. I think I want to take out even these guys just to speed up the whole roadmap generation. Okay, so I moved the player down to this level with the brawler here, and I'll generate the roadmap in the editor. Okay, that one didn't take as long. So I do the visualization, and I can see that on the crosswalks, even though it'd be great for the brawler to step off of them, after the changes I made last night, brawler wants nothing to do with that. So it probably has to do with the reachability criteria that I added last night. The reachability criteria says that we will not direct the creature to a crosswalk unless that crosswalk is able to reach the target square that the creature wants to get to. So this guy wants to get to her, and I added a check that said, okay, maybe we'll pick this crosswalk to go to, but it has to be reachable, the target square, her. I made a new class for it. I tried to make it nice and encapsulated in this sort of object-oriented way that I don't follow that often recently, but sometimes that encapsulation is really nice. So I wanted like a class. I could say, let's just store all the reachable squares from one point, and you pass into the constructor, you pass in the board, which is the thing that says what all the squares are and what they contain, and the starting location to check from. And then it sets a whole bunch of values for what's reachable and what isn't, using a flood fill or breadth first type of a search. But this search doesn't have a end goal to it. It just fills all the way out until there's no more points that you can traverse to. So this reachable squares thing I added to the rest of my logic for picking a crosswalk. But you know what? I didn't even step through the debugger to see what it was doing. I just threw it in and it compiled and it seemed like it was doing fine, and I didn't really check it out. I should check it out in this session. To test my theory, let's just have the reachable squares say reachable. Yeah, it's reachable. It's always reachable. It'll lie if it has to. It'll be optimistic, unreasonably optimistic about your ability to reach a square. Kind of like the people that said they would work on my car and fix its window. They're reasonably optimistic about their ability to complete that work, apparently. So it's sitting in the shop. They're basically liars. They want me to get my car in their shop, and now they're just sitting on it like a bunch of jerks. Fuck those guys. Okay, so let's generate the roadmap again. See what the arrows point to this time. Yeah, so that's different. So now it's saying correctly, go ahead and hop off the crosswalk over here. And over here, there is a crosswalk that it could leave to get over to the player, but it's correctly saying, no, this other crosswalk is closer to your target square. So if you're over here, hang a Yui, come back down the right lane to the closest crosswalk, and jump off there, and hopefully by the time you get there, player or the target will still be nearby. If not, hey, it was good advice when we gave it. Alright, so it is the reachability. But while I've got that up, while I've got that reachability always saying it's reachable, let me check other things to see if it's working as hoped. So I want to see it change its selection if I get closer to the other crosswalk. There we go. Let me think about the threshold here. So here it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares to get to it. Here it's 1, 2. Oh, wait a minute. They're both pointing. They're both the same leave. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in my mind, these squares should be pointing to the other crosswalk. So this is maybe right here. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's good. That's a good result there. But if I come down here, I should never have two crosswalks saying that you should leave the crosswalk. That should never happen. I'm also wondering about how much time it takes to generate these reachability maps. should I keep them? I'm already having problems with the amount of time it takes to generate the roadmap in general. For now, I'm going to leave the reachability map off. I'm going to leave a note. So I could either debug the reachability problem, or I could say, you know what? It's already taking a hell of a long time to generate these things. Let's not forget about this to do. Okay. So there's 8 squares to evaluate. Okay, I think there's something kind of like this logic here. If there's a tie, it might. It won't. It won't. It won't generate the same crosswalk when called from the 2 different squares. I think it's because their distance is a tie. Let me double check that. 1. Hold on, I lost the. Okay, 1, 2. No, it's from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's a tie. From here though, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I don't know why. Oh, it's a tie between here or here. Okay, got it. Okay. Take that out for now. Okay, is this true? I don't think that logic is right, but let me just see what happens. Yeah, so this here is bugging me. It should be pointing over to there. This is good, it's U-turning. That's definitely not good. They're pointing to each other, which would make a creature go back and forth, west to east, east to west, forever. That's okay. That's not okay. Not okay, not okay, not okay. Alright, so I'm making it worse. It's not one of those things where I just want to keep on guessing about changes to get to the right one. So let me just put this part back because it actually made some sense. Okay, I gotta think through this a little bit better. The thing that's bugging me is this idea that the best crosswalk might change when evaluated from different squares. So I've only got 8 of these to evaluate. Let me just take a look in the debugger. Won't take that long for 8 squares. But before I do that, I'm going to drop some diagnostic cubes. Which just show me giant 737 200 feet away from me in the sky, 200 feet away. Alright, I guess I don't need one for every single. And it's a trick about debugging inside of Unity is as soon as you've got a breakpoint going inside the debugger, you lose your ability to come back to the visual representation of the same thing. So I'm just going to take a good screenshot. Weird thing with the ISO view. Okay. I was kind of grumpy about the new Mac OS screenshot grabber, because I got rid of the old grab tool that I was used to, but now I like it better. Like it better than what we had before. All right. So I won't be able to come back to Unity, but I will be able to come back to my screenshot. Do I have the debugger going already? I do. Okay, so where am I starting from? 64, 63. This one up here. I don't think that one's very interesting. But I will use this point to just take a look at my crosswalk map. Okay. Reachable squares. Ignoring that for now. The target crosswalks are what's interesting. Okay. So this array says for each of the 8 crosswalks as destinations, which way would you travel? At least for your first step. From 0, we would just travel nowhere, because we're already at 0. To go to square 1, you go east. That's the crosswalk square. That's just my terminology keeps tripping me up. Visually, when you look at a crosswalk, it looks like a combination of 4 squares. But inside of the code, I call each square a crosswalk. So I'll stick with that terminology. A crosswalk is one square, and each visual crosswalk has 4 crosswalks to it, or 4 squares that make it up. So to go to the first one, which happens to be just east of it, you go 1 step east. The one beneath, south, south, and south for all of these, basically. I kind of wonder about that, though. I said south to reach the farther location, so that would mean okay, now I think I'm getting it. I think it's traveling via non-roads to get to this other crosswalk. So I think it's correctly saying later on when I get to it, this is not the best crosswalk for you to be at. Please go to this other crosswalk down here. But the direction it's giving to get there is over non-road squares. And the behavior I want of my creatures is that they don't leave the road until they get to the closest crosswalk to their target. So I think what's needed is for me to create a different obstacle check function for getting the path to the other crosswalk that only travels on roads. That's my guess. Let me double check on it. Yeah, here I'm using the can walk to default, which doesn't distinguish between roads and non-roads. Let me make a new. You know what? Let's go ahead and put it inside of here. It's a little bit tricky. In fact, I think I'm giving up on doing it. Inside of a nice lambda style function. Just seems a little too involved. Okay. So the tricky part is not the roads. I can get the roads real easy. The tricky part is these stairs, which through what I thought was a clever optimization, I don't store much information about them. There's a very minimal set of steps, and it allows me to have my board structure represent vertically large levels without having to store a lot of data on all the levels that are only taken up by stairs. But it makes it harder for me to check if there's stairs in a given location. Hey Z, what's going on? Okay, so let's see, things to check for. Oh man, I didn't sleep well, but other than that, it's pretty good. Just doing more on the crosswalks and pathfinding. And it's enjoyable, but I'm also looking forward to getting done with them so I can move on to other stuff. How's stuff going for you? Subjects in code. I don't know how the term subject is being used there. Oh yeah? Elaborate, sir. Elaborate. Destination square, road, then can walk. It's not for everybody. If current square is road, direction is in same direction as lane travel, then can walk. But what about the middle squares? That's the hard part. Game development, also not your style. Again, not for everyone. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, you're a math guy. Let me guess. Data visualization. Huh? AI? Machine learning? Cellular automata? Machine learning? Okay, there you go. Alright, only the third guess. Well, it's a great big open horizon there, huh? Kind of getting in at the start of it. Yeah, dig into that machine learning. That's good stuff. I haven't, well, actually I don't know. I've not done anything with it except watch a few videos and watch a series of very entertaining videos by this guy called Code Bullet, where he shows in a humorous style his creations trying to play video games. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. By barrier to entry, do you mean like the learning you have to do to do anything useful? Yeah, you probably already know more about it than I do. Yeah, I don't know. Tell me how it goes. Maybe. Although I'm thinking, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna bite that one off to chew. So if I was a younger guy like you, I would say, okay, I'm gonna take on this substantial new field. I mean, it's a field really, and I'll master it. But at this point, man, I'm a manager of a web team. I've got, a couple managers reporting to me, and that's sort of like my day job stuff. And when I want to do some engineering, some programming, I tend to do the game development stuff. So I figure that's my path. Who knows? Things could change. I do enjoy clever programming that simulates human behavior inside of games or for entertainment. Basically, the ELIZA programs of the world, which aren't that tricky. They're just kind of silly and clever in their own way. They don't go too deep, though. Hey, Drifter. We have here a man who's found his new purpose in life. Z is very excited about this machine learning business. Hey. Number one. Stair map. Sounds ambitious. Man, everybody's got so many projects. I thought I was a big project guy. I do have, yeah. I do have like a bunch of ideas for projects and games and even inventions that, like, I have no hope of ever starting any of them without just like totally abandoning other things that are important. And in some kind of conceit, I think that maybe if I just explain them very well, that somebody else might do them for me, and that would give me some joy. And I don't mean like for me to make me money or be a partner with me, but just go ahead and do it. I tried on this other guy, Davey Sleaze, a little bit. I would say, like, what about a game where all you do is have really giant jumps? You just jump way up in the air and then you come all the way back down, but it's like, 5 minutes for you to come back down. It's like, yeah, okay, cool. But no, that's a kind of a silly thing. Then I get like on little rants about things around my house. Like, I'm very unsatisfied with garbage cans. Feels to me that the basic fault of a garbage can is that all of them seem to have is that there's no way to tuck in the liner of it without it being gross and have it come outside of the garbage can. And then, like, you can have the lid closed down on top of it, but usually your fingers have to be there holding the friggin' liner in place as the lid is closing. So, like, it makes me angry that, like, somebody hasn't already solved it. Slippers, that's another one. Yeah. All right, here's another invention for you. Not very valuable in COVID times. Nobody's getting haircuts. Well, let's see. Yeah. So I don't know about you though, because you're writing like what sounds like a pretty awesome 2D text engine. But if someone already had made a 2D text engine, would you be satisfied with it and allow yourself to use it to make a game? Or would you say, screw it, they're not doing it right? Performance issues, it's not open source, and then you just write your own anyways. That's not to pick at you. I actually appreciate how some of your decisions are made along those lines. And I'm not saying you're such a purist that you couldn't do that, but it seems like you would be the guy who might be heavily biased towards writing your own engine. Yeah, that's often how it goes. For me too. I mean, I went out and tried to find an outline shader I liked for my game, and there weren't any that I liked. There was one that gave the source code out and was kind of close, and then I fixed it, but I wasn't really happy with everything that was out there. So it often works out that way, yeah. True. I am thankful for that. But also, not that much time. Not enough time. That's what I'm not thankful about. Need a lot more time. Give me a millennia. See what I could do. Or millennium. Well, I can't make a nuclear reactor. Not today. There are some IKEA beds I probably can't make. The last one took me 12 hours to put together. All right, to the middle squares. I don't have any data structures to represent them. Do I want to add a data structure, a new one, to represent the stairs? Bash away, buddy. Do I want to extend an existing data structure in a special case way to add a new kind of stair piece thing? I could just look at those. Do I want to write kind of a quick hack to figure out if it's on stairs? But this part I'm not sure if I can even do without looking at like depth scan data and like ray casting. So this is not as easy as it looks. It's not quick at all. This isn't bad. That's not bad. Stop calling everything a map. Just call it road stairs. Okay, how does road stairs get populated? have to do all this extra data structure stuff. Maybe this is the way to go. It's similar. But let's finish writing out this idea. Store data, store CRH is to the farm. And actually I don't need it to add them in this. So I can do something better. I can say that's the best one right there. That's it. But that is biting off a lot. So in this session, which is already a little on the late side for me considering my lack of sleep, I'm going to get this to work without the stairs and fix that one bug. Keep writing this code. That makes me think it should be a little drier. I could reuse road pieces for the road stairs. That might be a nice thing to do. So let's say let's see how that does. I could get rid of all this stuff here for now. Road instructions. Where you at? Yes. Looks a lot better. that's saying, hang a Yui, go up here. This is the best crosswalk. And this is where you go to get to the target. Okay, cool. Let's get rid of all these diagnostic squares. Alright, so let me think about this decision. I think it's saying that in order to get to this crosswalk, the best crosswalk, it's better to follow the right lane, rules of the road, all the way around here, than it is to go all the way up here. Back. That seems right, except I kind of wonder. How does it know? If it can't go up and down stairs yet. Seems like it would say instead, go ahead and go this way, and it would loop back around here. I can't remember why it knows to go up the steps. Actually, I know why this points this way, because when I'm on the road squares that are not crosswalks, it merely follows lane direction. I've got code in place that checks on that. But how does this code know? Oh, because it probably gets to here and says I can't go anyplace else. It considers that to be a dead end. So therefore, this is the only path, as far as it knows, that will reach this crosswalk. Okay. I'm satisfied with that. Let's take a look. Come over here. That's good. It's only showing one exit point at a time from the crosswalks, which is what I'd hoped for. Alright, this is like blackjack. I've got 16 in my hand. And I think I'm going to say hit me. I'm going to take one more task. One more task. Yeah, I'm trying to be a little more disciplined with this, where if I don't understand why it's doing something, to just stop and figure it out. So it is working right. Let me see if I can at least put the first part of this extra stair finding stuff in. And then I'll call the session. I'm not going to try to get all the stair stuff in. I hate leaving things like at the end of a session, like I'm midway through in built-in unit testing. Yeah, it is a little bit like I'm sort of unit testing with my brain. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying not to be trial and error with it. I know that leads to crap. rid of some of this stuff I'm not active on. Yeah, I'm starting to see a pretty clear algorithm for this. Better than the one I was thinking about earlier. some similar logic to this I should look at. What is it? Road instructions? Is that what it was? Find step 2. Nope. Okay, got it. Got it. I can reuse that. Already got the road stair entrance piece there, so I could, in my traversal, instead of stepping up every single stair in it, simply look for the beginning of the road stair entry and then do a scan ahead to find the end of the steps, then continue the traversal for the breadth first. From that point. Is that gonna work? So that's one way. Let's go back over here. actually much better. Okay. Ignoring you. Okay. Yeah. Needs some machine learning, maybe. Z, you gotta fix it. Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I've never been tempted to get like paid followers or paid this or that for any of the different. This isn't like a particular situation where I'm trying to get attention on my stream. I don't really care that much. But later on, when you want like a lot of eyes on the game after it's released or something like that, I never do fake stuff because you'll run afoul of some algorithm at some point. I think it's within their capabilities. As you say, they have the resources. And then there'll be something about the pattern of the fake likes, followers, downloads, ratings, whatever it is, that the machine learning will pick up, or whatever their algorithm is, and then you'll be penalized. So I wish they would get a little bit better at penalizing, if anything. Yeah, that's interesting. It's an ongoing war all over the place. Yeah, I like Steam better without the stupid green light thing anyways. People can figure out for themselves, what games are good or bad. Just go ahead, open the doors, let people get on. This whole curated selection thing is not that great. And you know, I have a couple of my games on Steam and in the old Greenlight process, and it's a pain. Some major hoops to jump through there. Also, when gatekeepers are not good curators, it's actually a good problem, because third-party curation blossoms. You just get somebody with a web page that you trust, that you like, and that person says top 10 awesome games that feature 3D puzzle solving, and you know, it's better. It's better to have like this sort of non-gatekeeping, non-curated, centralized stuff, and then let the community at large sort out the quality and the criteria and what's good or bad. The one exception I'd make to that is malware. If there's some ways for the gatekeeper to keep out the malware, then I'm all for that, actually. Yep. Yeah. So far, the bots haven't gotten to be that sophisticated. At least not for me. The ones that maybe get me are the ones where on a YouTube comment, for example, they'll say, "Cool, I like your game," or actually they'll say like, "Great content," or something like that. Then like maybe if it's short enough and vague enough, I might like respond to it. I've seen some that kind of regurgitate the context of where they're posting, and that's interesting too. I've had a few reasonable fake outs from that. No! No! Not 155. It must have been pretty fundamental, whatever you broke. Let's see. It's going to be the stair entry. Do I have any extra information in stair entry? I do not. It's just a dumb piece. So let's include the delta, CR delta. Yeah, but that's just a easy way to find all the things you gotta fix. Just to use the compiler errors to find them. I do that on purpose all the time. It's I find it quite satisfying. Oops, not that one. This might be pretty good. I think the code as I wrote it is a little bit dangerous. So you could step onto a road stair entrance piece, but not be going up the stairs. that's the case, I better do an extra check here. Let's see if let's see. Will I know the line direction here? Yeah, I will. I will know the line direction. Just wrap this up inside of here. Nah. Have to be traveling up the stairs in the expected direction. Or down the stairs in the expected direction. Okay. Did I override this? I did not. Okay. Better. Well, let's try it. What? It didn't find it? That doesn't seem right. Alright, it's not finding the roadster entrance piece. Dang it. Could be that the cam walk 2 function is just not letting it get there. That could be it. Yeah, that would be it. So or at least that would be one viable explanation for it not working. Let me see. No, I've got this thing here which should... I don't know. I gotta save the rest of this for tomorrow. Which I hate stopping in the middle, but I got it. All this stuff is very unchunkable. I like chunking it up into small tasks I can complete one per session, but I just end up getting right in the middle of something every time because it's just the nature of it. After I get past this, it will go back to the mission-based sessions, I think. Alright. Z, Drifter, whoever else might be lurking in the background. Yeah, thank you for the stream to me. I thank you for showing up to the stream for you. Yeah. Good luck on your 155 errors. Wait, and keep your sticks on the ice. Or your stick. Your stick. That's a Canadian thing. Hockey. Alright. I'll catch you later, man.